What if I told you that you are probably way more rare than you probably already think? Like maybe you think you're just a little bit more attractive than everyone else, maybe just a little bit taller than everyone else. Well, today I'm going to break down statistics and actually tell you how rare you freaking are, man, where you stand actually in the sexual marketplace value. Because maybe you're 1 in a million, and this is going to give you not just an ego boost, but you actually realize how much value you've got out there, man. So without further ado, your full step-by-step guide on how to find out how rare you are. Get a piece of paper, a pen, and we will be doing some calculations. Let's get it. I'm going to list 10 traits in today's video, and I want you to write down what your number is. So let's say you're a 1 in 20 when it comes to rarity. And then at the end, we will be multiplying all of these to find out how rare you truly are. But we will be giving you some dings as well. Like, so let's say you're 30% body fat, but you're 6'2". This is obviously going to ding you being at too high of a body fat percentage. But we'll be starting off with the height. If you're 5'9" or shorter, obviously we don't get any points. I'm sorry. This is about 1-to-1. This is average 100% of the population. Now, if you're a 5'10", let's say this is 1 out of 2, roughly 50% of the population. 6 feet tall is going to be 1 out of 3.5 people, or about 28% of the population. 6'2" is going to be 1 out of 20, or 5% of the population. 6'4" is 1 in 100, or 1% of the population, with 6'6" and above being the most rare, about 1 out of 1,000 people, or 0.1% of the population. Now, take this number, keep it in mind, and we're moving on to the next one. Now let's go into income. Now this is going to be based off of Western standards. If you're outside of the West, obviously this is going to change a little bit. Now, let's say your average salary is about $50,000 to $55,000. This is going to be 1-to-1, roughly 100% of the population. This is the baseline. Now, let's say 60 grand to 80 grand per year. This is going to be 1 out of 2 people, roughly 50% of the population. 100K plus is going to be 1 out of 6, or 17% of the population. 200K plus is going to be 1 in 35, or 2.8% of the population. 500K plus a year is going to be 1 in 250 people, or about 0.4% of the population. With 1 million per year being 1 in 1,000 people, or 0.1% of the population. Obviously, these standards are pretty aggressive. This is the American standards, but it should always be an inspiration to keep leveling up. But this should just show you how people making more money is more frequent than people who are taller or people even in shape, honestly, man. This is a much more common statistic than everything else I'm listing today. IQ. Now, the IQ baseline is going to be 100. This is about the average in a Western society. So if you're anywhere from 100 to 110, this is about 1 out of 1 people, 100%, man. So we do not get any points for this. If it's 115 plus, now we are in the above average IQ range. This is going to be 1 out of 6, or 16% of the population. If it's 125 plus, it's going to be 1 out of 20, or 5% of the population. If it's 130 plus, this is 1 in 50, or 2% of the population. If it's 140 plus, this is 1 in 250, or 0.4% of the population. Nearly genius level, man. Now the PSL scale, this is going to be a fun one, and I don't want you to cheat. So many guys are going to cheat on this, just trying to say that they're more attractive than they really think that they are, man. So I want you to be objective with this. Get an actual PSL facial rating if you need to not lie to yourself. Because what happens when you lie to yourself is now we can no longer level up properly. Most men sit around a 4 to a 5 PSL. Obviously, this is going to be average. So if you're a 5 or below, this is not giving you any points. 1-to-1, 100% of the population. PSL 6 out of 10. This is going to be 1 out of 10. 10% of the population. PSL 7, so this is very handsome. You could be a model. This is 2% of the population, or 1 out of 50 people. Now, a lot of looks maxers will say that this is much more rare, but these are the stats I'm going with today, man. PSL 8 is going to be 1 out of every 250 people, or 0.4% of the population. PSL 9 is going to be 1 out of 5,000 people, or 0.02% of the population. PSL skin does not really exist, so I won't even say this one, man. This one sucks because this isn't really a true statistic. It's so difficult to rate everyone's PSL ratings on the entire world and really see how rare this is. Because if I'm being honest with you guys, I never see people it's 6.5 plus out in public. Like, it is so rare. Maybe once every couple months I'll see a guy like, oh, that guy's pretty handsome actually, but it is so freaking rare, man. So I would say, my own humble opinion is, if you're at least a 6, you are so freaking rare, man. And you gotta know how attractive you actually are in the sexual marketplace. Next is gonna be physique, but first of all, if you need help building your dream physique, I am now opening up my coaching program. So if you finally wanna work with me one-on-one, we will be working together. I will get on one-to-one private calls with you, personally write out your workout program, make you custom meal plans, and hold you accountable to all of this, just like I've done with all of my clients as a certified trainer in my custom fitness app. If this sounds good to you, finally wanna look chiseled, I will help you with looks maxing. I will help you with fashion, literally everything. Schedule a consultation with me in the link below to finally change your freaking life, man. And while you're in the description, also go to my website, kalosique.com, to check out 2 of my favorite supplements, Aries Rage and Titan Growth 2.0. I freaking love these supplements, man. Aries Rage is the best testosterone booster on the entire market for boosting testosterone. It's got everything: Tonga Ali, maca, oyster extract, zinc, everything scientifically proven to boost testosterone by over 37% while decreasing estrogen and cortisol. It is insane for testosterone. Titan Growth 2.0 gives you 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients to optimize your overall health to support your growth and development. Both of these have insane reviews from people all over the world getting really good results, man. So I want you to try it out. Use my code WAYNE for 10% off. Don't forget to join my school, man. We're officially launching the Archetype Masterclass. First chapter is all about how to actually look like a vampire. We've got over 10 hours of content, group VIP calls with me and all of my students. It's the best school self-improvement. Link in the description to join. Physique, if you are average or sloppy, this is obviously not rare. This is going to be 1-to-1 or 100% of the population. Gym bro, so let's say you're muscular, you don't really have abs, you hit the gym, you take care of yourself, but you eat too many tacos. 1 out of 3, 33% of the population. Lean and athletic, let's say 10 to 15% body fat. You're in shape. This is going to be about 1 in 30 or 3% of the population. Now let's say you look like a model, you look like a Greek god, you are chiseled, you have a 6-pack, strong shoulder to waist ratio. This is exceedingly rare. 1 in 250 or 0.4% of the population. Like I said, there are more people worth millions of dollars than people with this physique. Link in the description if you finally want to work on that. Eye color, brown is obviously the least rare, with the 80% of the population, something like that, having brown eyes. So this is going to be 1-to-1, not very rare. Blue eyes, it's going to be 1 out of 6. 17% of the population has blue eyes. It gets really hyped up, but believe it or not, it's actually fairly common. Hazel eyes, 1 out of 25 people have hazel eyes, or about 4% of the population. Green eyes is going to be 1 out of 50, with about 2% of the population having green eyes. The most rare eye color is going to be gray. 1 out of 200 people have gray eyes, or 0.5% of the population. Voice depths. This is actually going to be below 85 gigahertz for a more masculine, sexy voice. So the majority of the population just has a normal voice. You don't get any points for that. But if you have a deep, masculine, sexy voice, give yourself a 20. You're 1 in 20, you've got a 5% voice. It's very attractive. People compliment you on your voice often, actually. They say that you should be on radio, something like this. Now let's go with dark triad energy. So if you're pretty outgoing, you kind of give off golden retriever energy. Let's say this is 1-to-1, especially if you're in America. People are very golden retriever energy like, so it's very common, 1-to-1. Charismatic and confident. This is like the next level golden retriever. You know how to actually talk with people. You're very outgoing. This is going to be 1 in 20. This is more rare. Really good trait to have. 5% of the population. Mysterious, dominant, and unpredictable. Obviously the most attractive one. Obviously very charismatic as well. But this is going to be 1 in 250 people, or about 0.4% of the population. Skin, hair, and aesthetics. Now if you are average, like skin isn't very glowing, maybe the hairline's receding a little bit, nothing really stands out, you're a 1-to-1. Clear skin and thick hair, dense, coarse, it's sexy. It's gonna be 1 in 10 of the population. 10%, man. Flawless skin and elite hair. Once again, be truthful with yourself. This is 1 out of 100, 1% of the population. Now size. Please no lying on this one, man. You gotta measure accurately from the top of the banana, actually, at the base, all the way to the end. Now, the average banana in the West is about 5.5. Worldwide, it's about 5 inches. So this is gonna be the baseline, man. You are 1-to-1 if you fall between 5 to 5.5. Now, if you are 6 inches. In that ballpark, you're going to be 1 in 5 people, or about 20% of the population. This is a good size. People say, oh, this is average, this isn't. No, that's a good size. 6.5, this is gonna be 1 out of 10, or about 10% of the population. 7 inches, this is gonna be about 1 in 33 people, or only 3% of the entire population. It's very rare as well. And last but not least, 8 inches plus, this is gonna be 1 out of 1,000, man. 0.1% of the whole population. Penalty round, man. Now here's what we do. Take your overall score, multiply each one. So like, let's say you're 1 out of 20, 1 out of 5, multiply. Only the 20, only the second number. You're not multiplying the 1 as well. You can, but it won't make a difference. Now we get the total number, but now we have to divide for some penalties. If you're overweight or over 20% body fat percentage, you need to divide your total number by 2. If you don't have any gym routine, you don't work out, you don't have any muscle, divide it by 2 once again. Poor hygiene or grooming, you just don't take care of yourself, divide by 2. You're balding and not doing anything to fix it, you're past normal 3, you're like normal 5, normal 6, it's looking pretty brutal, you need to once again divide by 2. You have really bad acne or untreated skin, we need to divide by 2. Cheap, sloppy fashion, think of Adam Sandler, somebody like this, with no fashion sense. I love Adam Sandler, but come on, man, we could level things up. Divide by 2. Weak voice or confidence. You just seem really shaky. You're not very sure of yourself. People can see the anxiety reeking off you. Divide by 2. Addicted to corn and video games. Such an unattractive trait. Divide by 2. No drive, ambition, goals, anything in life. Divide by 2. So let's go based off an example. Let's say your final rarity is 1 out of 100,000, but then you've got 3 flaws. 100,000 divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. Now we have 1 out of 12,500 people. Now what is your final score? If you are 1 out of 1,000, you are very rare, man. You are 0.1% of the whole world. You should be proud of yourself. 1 in 10,000, you are freaking elite. There's not that many people like you. It's going to be very rare to come across someone just like you. 1 in 100,000, you are one of a kind, man. If you make social media content, anything like this, there's no one who can really copy you at this point. You are such a unique individual. 1 in 1 million. This is going to be mythical tier, man. This is like Chico Lachowski. This is so freaking rare in modern day society. Definitely, you got to recognize who you are at this point, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of you guys watching this. You're going to do the math, be like, holy crap, like, I'm way more rare than I thought. And like, you're going to be a lot more selective with your energy, the girls that you date, everything, which you should. Now, I want you guys to drop how rare you actually are in the comments. Let me know. Let's see who's the most rare of all of us, and keep it a fair competition, man. And let's see if you guys can guess my rarity as well. I will not be saying it, but that's it, man. Subscribe if you're new. I love you guys with all my heart. Peace.